What gives you hope for next season that it may end differently?
Well, certainly our ending to the season where we were on a good run there, 8-3 I think in our last 11 games, and we had a lot of guys that are hopefully going to be the future of this team, and take steps and play well towards down the stretch. So that's the hope, and there's Grand Rapids is doing well. You saw young guys coming up from Grand Rapids that played really well and earned everything every bit of ice time they got. So that's the exciting part. There's young guys coming up, and there's young people here that are playing well and want to be good players in this league.
With all that said, Dylan, does it feel like the jump from last year to this year to next year might be even more of a trend in your favor?
Yeah, I do. I do, absolutely. I think it's a long season. It's 82 games. You have to prove it every game and every night, and you have to learn how to do that. And I think each year, each game, we're learning and we're building for that. And hopefully next year we can put it all together and really take a grab of it and not wait till the last 10, 15 games. We gotta come out and have a better start than we did this year. And injuries are going to happen, and I think we proved when guys came up towards the end we have good depth in our organization, and we just have to put it together early, come out of the gates and win games.
When Henrik got hurt early and couldn't play, a lot was placed on your shoulders. How do you feel like your season was?
Who got hurt?
When Hank.
Yeah.
When he couldn't play, a lot was put on you.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your season went?
You know what? I think personally, with Z not coming back, we missed him a lot. Obviously, a player like that, a person like that in this locker room, and you don't replace a guy like that. And for me, I tried to, through talking with Croner and Abby and Franzi and Dales and the older guys in this locker room, we're going to have to come together. We're going to have to, chip in for what he did and behind the scenes. And personally, after he said he wasn't going to play this year, I understood that I had to put some of that responsibility of what he meant on the ice and doing it right and playing big minutes and big face-offs and playing against the other team's best players. It's tough, but I feel like I took a step in doing that this year and took a huge step in my career playing against other great players and still producing offensively.
That said, how much of an onus are you going to take in this offseason, making sure that you're kind of carrying the flag to make sure these guys are getting better in the offseason, doing the things they need to do to, make sure that this doesn't repeat itself? Yeah,
absolutely. It's a huge summer for everyone. There's opportunity in our organization for each guy to get better. And in the summer, you have to take care of yourself. Guys are off in their homes, and I'll be here and taking care of myself, getting ready for an 82 game grind. And this year I do feel when it got tough there late, I get a couple injuries, and I think maybe changing the way I train to make sure that doesn't happen and there's no setbacks for next year.
Dylan, the belief seems to be, at least with us, that you'll be named captain next year. If that is the case, I guess I would assume you would relish that role. How would that role, I guess, change for you or affect you? Or I guess why would you be ready for that sort of thing?
You know what? I guess you don't know if you're ready until something happens. But I'm not worried about it, right? I'm just worried about coming back and trying to turn this around. We all are. We've had time where we didn't have a captain, but there's leadership in this room, and we've talked about that a lot. And Croner does it right every day and plays hard, and is still a great player, and Abby plays hard, and Franzi, and there's all a bunch of guys in here that definitely could be wearing the captaincy, but I try not to focus on that. I just try and focus on playing hard every game, and now we need to focus on winning.
It seemed like that you guys went through some tough stretches and found ways to right yourselves as a team. And the game in Minnesota, home game against Anaheim, where you came back and won. I mean, has this team really rallied around one another, and maybe there's been more a level of gelling, especially this season?
I do find that, absolutely. I think there's one thing that we have done is battled all year, and we came out. Kenny came in this morning and talked, and he brought up only 5 games that we really didn't have it, and we didn't play well, and we were disappointed after walking out of the arena. But you know, at 5 games out of 82, it's going to happen. But we've had tough stretches, but we've always come back and we've always practiced hard and we've always battled hard, and you know, we've learned how to come back and face adversity, and we've done it together. So there definitely has been a chemistry in here and a gel where we had fun doing it. We kept it loose. We you know, did it together, and that's the most important part.
When you go to Worlds?
I'm uncertain right now. I've had a couple injuries late, especially late in the season, and I want to go. I want to keep playing hockey, but I have to look after my body first and make sure I'm ready for next year.
The chemistry that your line formed here late in the season, I'm sure you're looking forward to carrying that over into next season. Is it nice knowing going into next season that I assume that line's set?
Yeah, absolutely, it does. You know, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to come back and play with those guys. And you know, they both work hard. They're both great players and make great plays. And I think, you know, with the ending we had to our season, we're going to hit the ground running and have the chemistry that, you know, hopefully we can ride. And Double A's got some chemistry with Taco, and you know, he's did a great job at center as well. So I don't think the lines are totally set with the injuries we had, but you know, it's got to be exciting, you know, for the fans, and it's exciting for us knowing that there's chemistry, and you know, we're going to be hitting the ground running.
What do you think you guys have to get better at?
Winning games. It's not simple, but we have to find a way to you know, everyone needs to take a step. Everyone needs to. We need that factor in 1-goal games. So who's going to score the 2 goals? Our power play needs to be better, especially in close games. And you know, that's on us. That's on offensive guys making offensive plays, and defensive guys playing defense. And we need to all be better at our jobs in that sense. But you know, we need a difference maker and a guy to score that goal that we need to put the dagger in, whether we're up a goal or we're down a goal.
Dylan, is wearing the C a bit overblown, or does a hockey club need a captain, so to speak, a bottom line leader?
You know what? I don't think, you know, these days you need a C. It's in a group full of people. There's leaders, and everyone knows who those leaders are, and you know, I think we have great leadership in here, and I've talked about, you know, the guys that are leaders, and there's guys that don't wear letters that are leaders. So you know, I think to be a leader, you don't need a title. You just do it naturally, and you know, that's how I go about that. Yeah.
Will you watch the lottery tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll follow. I don't think I'll watch the whole thing, but I'll definitely be following it. Yeah.
Hey Dylan, how well do you know Jack Hughes, and is he a type of guy that could come in and help a team pretty quickly, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know him. He's a really nice guy. He's pretty young, and he seems very humbled by the whole experience he's going through, and nothing like I've been through at that age. So he's handled it really well. He's got a great family, and he's an impact player. He's a guy that's going to come in and make plays, and he's going to do it for a long time in this league. So yes, I think would change a franchise the moment the lottery comes out tomorrow.
What do you want to stick with the guys in this room about this season? Is it how much losing sucked? Is it the stretch at the end of the year and the confidence, or something else?
I think this day, you know, the game against Buffalo, that kind of still stings for me. Honestly, we battled so hard all year, and to have that one game, you know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm sure the fans who came out, their mouths too, and coaches, and but you know what? We can't be here. You know, it's been 3 years now where we haven't been in the playoffs, and it's pro sports. You know, the fans need us in the playoffs. We want to be in the playoffs. That's what it's all about. So, you know, at some point, something's got to click, and I think for me, you could say it every year, but this feeling stinks, and we don't want to be here again.
How impressive was it what Hirose did down the stretch? I mean, 22 years old, and he comes in and shows up that hockey IQ game after game. That's hard to do. Yeah,
exactly. He did it game after game, and he was really consistent. And you know, he's a smart player, and he always looks to make plays. And I think you know, next year, you know, we're going to need him to come in, and you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe if he plays that way, he's definitely a dark horse for the Calder, but you know, that might be blowing it out of the water, speaking too soon. But he did prove himself in a good test of how many games he played. So you know, he loves to make plays, and he's great with the puck.
You're going to see a lot of hockey. I mean, you know how the high hockey IQ Vanek has, but is another reason to bring him back. Who else is going to come up with that nickname?
Yeah, I know. He does. He's got a good sense of humor, Vanny, and he's been great. You know, his future is unclear, but it's really been a pleasure playing with him and having a guy like him around. And he's been to a lot of locker rooms, but you know, he's a huge part of this room, and it was an honor playing with him.
What was it interesting to you to see both sides of the lottery and what fans thought this team should do to try to get better odds for the lottery tomorrow?
Yeah, we don't think about that too much. When the puck's dropped, we want to win. You want to play well and perform well, and you know, we didn't read a whole lot into that. But on the other hand, I mean, we want better players too, and we have a solid draft pick, and we got Zadina last year, so you know, there's young guys coming up, and it should be exciting for the fans, and you know, it pushes us, but it's exciting for the guys here too.